大家好，我是村长。我们来做一下中翻英的通传练习啊。这个资料还是朋友给我的一个内部资料，还没有公开的。他这个声音还是不是很清晰啊，听着也比较难受啊。我们就克服一下吧啊。我自己听着很难受，这个噪音很大。
大家好
，Hey guys, I'm the founder of 百科 blockchain, 谭毅。Now I will give you the last speech about blockchain. I remember the year before the return of Hong Kong, Bill Gates wrote a book called The Road Ahead. He expressed his opinions about the future life. Most of them have realized, for example, about the internet, about smartphones, and so on. But in the book, there's one scene he wrote. There are two neighboring couples. The one is a young couple, the other is the old couple. At the same time, they're watching the television. They saw a Coca-Cola advertisement. But the middle-aged couple, they saw the people like drinking Coca-Cola, and the sun is setting. But the young people is on the young people's TV, the Coca-Cola is like people playing around, drinking Coca-Cola. So that means those advertisements is different according to who's watching. So this customized advertisement is because of your because the companies know your personal data, and actually everybody creates a lot of data, but nobody's paying attention. But today I want to reveal a new kind of asset. Is your data assets, and those data assets can activate your innate productivity. The customized advertisement I mentioned before is just a good example of this activation of your personal data. As long as you're living, you're behaving, you can create data, and I think all those data, those data can make money. Or in another way, we don't need to work. We can make money by lying down. So how to make our data become our assets or wealth? So I will introduce a well-known but unfamiliar concept, blockchain. I think this blockchain can be compared to the computer, the invention of computer, because it marks a new era. So what is blockchain? Actually, it's very simple. It's an electronic ledger which records some encrypted bit strings. You can trade on it, and you can store on it. So this this electronic ledger is what we call the public chain, and all those bit strings is called token. And those token is stored in your electronic wallets. It can be transferred, it can be traded. So those public chain add this token equals to the blockchain. But we have a huge technology advantage. It's the first time. It's the first item which cannot be copied in the human history. Because we know that like in nature, everything, including ourselves, can be copied. Because can be copied, so these items cannot build trust because we don't trust each other. So we need a third party to provide credit for those stuff. For example, the RMB or your currency, the state provided the credit of RMB to guarantee the currency's accountability. But this costs a lot. For example, the Chinese government. In China, we have more than 12 million civil servants to maintain the organization of the state. But the token in blockchain, because it is non-replicable, so it is born with credit. This credit can make this token represent anything, represent value. For example, wherever we are, or we live or dead, the token of this token is there forever. Like if you put your money in your house or in a paper ledger, it can be burned. A fire can burn everything. But if your money is on the in electronic wallet, it will be there forever, and you can transfer to your grandchildren without paying any tax. So let me think about it. In nature, the first item we found that cannot be copied is what? Oh, it's gold. Why? Because gold is very heavy, it's very dense. So by weighing it by hands, we know it's real or not. So like, everybody's happy. Everybody likes gold. So gold can be used as currency. So it becomes the currency. This is because of the non-replicability of gold, which makes it valuable. And the Bitcoin is also the first non-replicable digital item. So that represents people's trust in technology and represents people's expectation for the future asset scale. So the Bitcoin just represents the digital assets as paper gold. So Bitcoin, just like gold, it has the same feature of gold, and the Bitcoin marks the official start of the digital assets. Like one day the earth was destroyed. There's no countries anymore. As long as the technology is there, the Bitcoin is there, and the Bitcoin is there. Like if we immigrate to Mars, there's no countries, but we still have Bitcoin. So the features the Bitcoin has, like the low cost, a fast transferring, and free splitting, it makes it can not only represent the money, currency, it can represent anything, like from the real estate, securities, or arts, everything. Because of these features, it reduced the costs of traditional currency and removed the obstacles of the traditional currency. Because the traditional currency we have, because we don't trust each other, so there are many obstacles. Let's take another example, like stocks. Because we know the cost of issue the stock is very high, and you cannot trade stocks between individuals. It can only be done in the stock exchange. If we use blockchain, all those obstacles will be removed. You can trade stocks anytime you want and with anyone you want. And we can integrate the stocks into the company's production, consumption, and this can widen the range of the application of stocks. In a country, the speed of the currency circulation represents the economy prosperity of a country. So the efficiency of the personal transaction will set the upper limit of the economy. Like in the 1990s, for the first time, governments allow people buy and sell their own houses. And this one thing created the next 30 years prosperity, the prosperous. And even today, no one can deny the real estate is the pillar industry of China. So if only like one thing can create such a benefit, like in the future, if anything, including industry, stocks, services, or even your own time, your data, can be represented by token, can be traded by token, then the whole society, the efficiency of the circulation will be improved a lot. We can think about it because of token. Okay. We can think of many new innovations and new economic model can be created by this token. Okay. Now, there's one thing I especially want to talk about, people, is your personal data. So this internet blockchain, which can connect all the devices on the chain. We can put all those data created by those devices on the chain, and we can use the digital currency to finish the payment. So this represents a brand new value system. It's just like in the 1990s, we have stock market. Stock market activates our capital market. Today, those those tokens can activate a whole new internet assets, makes us enter the digital assets era. But if we want to make the data into real wealth, I think there are three key stages. The first one is we need to confirm the ownership of data, because in the internet era, the data is everywhere. There's smartphones, like your bicycles, your toothpaste, your toothbrushes can create data. So who owns those data? It belongs to Apple or Baidu, like those companies? I don't think so. I think the data owns to the individuals who created those data. So why we need to do this? Why we need to confirm the ownership of the data? Because that's for trade. Like everybody has tooth. But, the tooth is yours. But after you put it out, how can you prove the tooth is yours? If the tooth is not yours, how can you sell it for money? Now the BAT, those big companies, they just take advantage of the loophole of you cannot confirm who owns those data. So, but they occupied a lot of data, like your location, your consumption behavior. They sell those data to all the different companies by advertisement. They collect all the money, but we don't have a share. If we use blockchain, we can create like temporable system. It's just like in the movie Matrix, there's a key which can open the door. Like everybody on the blockchain, you have your own unique digital key. This key can open your unique door, and behind the door is all your data. As long as your devices is connected to the blockchain, all the data those devices created can be verified, can be encrypted by your own key, and you can authorize it to be used by others, and other people can pay you directly. They cannot use it if you didn't authorize it. In this way, we can confirm the ownership of data and provides the basis for trade. Like Facebook, like Baidu, those big companies, they can be rebuilt on blockchain. I think if all those big applications be rebuilt on the blockchain, So like everyone can take a share of all the advertisement revenues. But only the confirmation of ownership is not enough. If we want to turn the data into money, we need a second stage. We need a payment and a payment settlement system on the blockchain. Like in the future, everybody use a driverless cars, and some of those cars will talk to the unmanned charging pole. So like these two devices, how can these two devices pay each other? And obviously the paper money won't work. But like in the society which is full of artificial intelligence, we cannot use paper money. So we need a payment system which can be used between the devices, right? Between the human and the devices, or AI and humans. This a new money system. So blockchain can provide just exactly what we need. Like we already created a system called Now Pay. It's just such a thing. It only can be fulfilled under the blockchain technology. Although it is just started, but we already can finish like the fast transactions, or even the central banks like DC or something. In this way, like every devices can become a node on the blockchain. All the device has its own e-wallets. So everybody use your own device can constantly make money for you, can constantly mining for you, can turn the data into real wealth. To fulfill the data value is the third step. The most important thing is buyers. Although we have data, but who will buy them? Who will pay for them? I think it's AI, artificial intelligence, including the devices and applications. Although we know the AI is already used in different areas, but we found we're still far from the scientific movies. Why? Because the bottleneck of AI is not algorithm, it's data. Like your personal data, which connected all your life and works, all your personal data. This is what the AI needs most. In 2020, like we have 26 billion devices. All those devices, they're constantly recording and creating your personal data. Like we put all those data together is the most valuable thing to AI. For example, actually now we already have the refrigerators with cameras. This smart camera can recognize the stuff inside the refrigerator. Like for example, eggs. It can recognize the eggs and can count eggs. When it found the number of eggs is declining, and at the same time, through other devices, the refrigerator knows the owner's habit, and then it can decide whether it needs to order some more eggs. This is, and also it can pay by the digital token. This is a typical application of AI. By knowing your personal data, it can serve you better. So people will ask, what about privacy? I want to say, on the internet, your data, you don't have the 100% privacy. But through the blockchain, we can choose what we want to share, what we don't. I remember a journalist has commented on Li Yanhong's speech about Chinese people's privacy. He said, if we cannot protect our own privacy, so I would rather to make some money for that. I won't give it for free. So if, like under the premises of security, if we can choose what kind of data we want to sell, this is a good thing for. This is a good strategy for us. The new technology is improved our life. It does not matter whether you accept or not. The AI will replace people in many areas. So we will create those data and confirm the ownership in our own hands. So we will create a barrier, a privacy and security barrier. In this way, the big companies and AIs cannot replace the human beings. So now, what we can do is we live up to ourselves. We live up to time. As long as we live, we will create more data value. Just as Bill Gates wrote in the book, in the future, everybody, the advertisements everybody see are different. That's because everyone is unique. Your travel, consumption, shopping behavior, location, like everything, your personal data. If this projected to the blockchain, projected on the blockchain, this will become your biggest digital assets. In the further future, AI will replace people to produce to service. So what's the relationship between the AI and people? How we can coexist? I think AI, the meaning of AI is to service people, and in the future, everyone has, you can write your own book about the future, and we're looking forward to that. 好啊，这今天这哥们讲的有点长啊。哎，反正这个翻译啊，每次自己都是觉得自己这个翻的很傻逼的，这可能还是水平不够吧。那大概意思也讲不出来的，因为他这个人讲话就是所谓的专业术语吧，比较多，实际上也不是专业术语，我觉得嘛，就是他自己瞎编的，再说关于区块链，就是说这个演讲本身，我刚听了一下，也不是特别同意了，因为区块链这个东西早就，他这篇演讲所说的东西吧，其实和10年前没什么差别啊，但实际上现在已经证明，我这就多说2句，你说这比特币它能和黄金比吗？这个肯定不一样嘛，黄金只有一种，比特币你可以搞比特币，我可以搞以太坊，对吧？其实实际上它并没有什么不可替代性，对吧？我随便谁都可以发行一套这个数字货币啊。所以呢，我这边就是说关于这个玩货币的人，玩这个比特币的人嘛，或者玩这种数字货币的人说，这玩意儿根本不靠谱这个其实我在其他地方早就说过了，这个比特币或者这些东西为什么不靠谱啊？原因很简单啊，因为政府它不会放弃发行货币权利的啊，就这么简单啊。你只要想这一点你就知道啊，你除非把它当做一个这个赌博的工具的还可以，对吧？你如果真想着这以后什么全世界大家都用统一的货币，这怎么可能呢？对吧？这个除非你把政府消灭掉了，对吧？但这是不可能的事情。好了，这个关于翻译的我就不多说了，我这个因为我待会儿还会这个就是把它翻译成文字嘛，对吧？所以就刚刚这口译的不管好不好吧也无所谓了，我只是自己想练习一下而已啊。好，我们这个就这样子啊。